Welcome! I'm Priestley, and this video is part 4 of my series of art tutorials for beginners on learning how to draw. In this video I'm going to show you how to identify eye level, what it is and how it affects the curved tops of things like bottles, cups and vases. I'll show you how simply by moving eye level you can make objects look more dominant or more insignificant. This is important stuff, so grab the nearest pencil and exercise those eyeballs.
In this video I want to talk about eye level. Now if I could explain, if you imagine a line running right across your eyes, and when you look at something, if you project that line forward, that line is eye level. So for example, if you are sitting on a beach and you look out to the horizon is always equivalent to your eye level. Eye level is always important. If we look at this, for example, here, we can see the eye level here, it's virtually flat. We can't really see on top of the shelf. So the eye level is going to be around here. We can see the top of this. So if I was to draw this pot, then, and I was to draw the shelf, then I'm drawing the shelf very, very simply. I've got the shelf drawn, as you can see, and I would simply put a block underneath. I've got my basic shelf here, and I could represent the pot quite simply by just putting a little pot here, you see, put the little top on the pot, just doing this as a very simple sketch, and I simply bring my pot down the sides, and I have my very, very simple pot. Now you'll notice my pot here is sitting straight on the shelf. It is completely flat. As you can see here, the bottom looks flat, the top looks flat. So it looks as though we are looking straight at the object. Now imagine that we are looking down on the object. The eye level has moved above the object. What tends to happen then is this. We tend to see a shape which looks something like this. Let me hold this properly. Can you see the idea? So I can now see the top of the shelf. I can also see the top of the pot, but the pot itself here, you notice now, is round. It's no longer flat. So if I was drawing this shape, then I would start off with a nice sort of oval shape. I'm just drawing my very simple oval shape. You see, just drawing round it very simply first of all. I've got the top of my pot here. Okay, and I've got the side of my pot again. But this time, the bottom of my pot is round. And we'll notice we can see the shelf. So the shelf now is either side of the pot, the front of the shelf approximately here. So we can now see that we're looking down on the pot. Now, the other element might be that if you are looking up at the shelf. So imagine now, instead of your eyes being over here and we're looking down on the pot, we're now going to look up at the pot. Now when we do look up at the pot, you can see now how things change. My eyes are down here and I'm looking up at the pot. You can see the top of the pot now is curved, but the bottom we can't see it. All we can see is the edge of the shelf. So if I was drawing the top of this particular pot, then this particular pot, I'm drawing the top of the pot is now going to be curved, as we can see here. Notice I'm using my fingers to create the curve. The side of the top of the pot is now curved in this sort of fashion. I can see the sides of the pot here, but the pot is a little bit shorter, and what I'm now seeing is that is the shelf here, but this time I'm also seeing underneath the shelf. you see. So I see underneath my shelf. Now, each of these three sections are important because if you want to make something look insignificant in your painting, then look down on it. If you want to make it look more important, then look straight at it, or even more so, look up at the piece. So if you're doing a still life, the traditional bowl of flowers, look up to it. Put it above your eye level. It will make it look so much more dominant. I'm going to show you an example of a painting by an artist called David. In this painting here of Napoleon, eye level is really important. You probably know that Napoleon was only 5'2" tall. He's a very small man. So the artist has done something very clever here. We can work out where eye level is. If you notice here, we can see just on top of the arm of the chair, but we can't really see on top of the desk, and we certainly can't see on top of the book. So the eye level of the artist is somewhere around here. So therefore, the artist, when he's painting this picture of Napoleon, is sitting and he's looking up at Napoleon, which makes Napoleon look taller. And because you're making him look taller, he's an important man, he's an emperor when all's said and done. So we create a different perspective. By looking up at him, it makes him appear more important, it makes him appear taller. So it's something, eye level is something that you should always consider in any drawing or your painting.